Hello and welcome to Tomi Talks TV, the place to be to build great love relationships. I'd like to start by saying a very big thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. I really appreciate you because you're helping us spread the message further faster. So thank you very much indeed. Now today I'd like to talk to you about something that I have titled the 3-minute rule for communication. Someone might be thinking, 3 minutes? What difference can 3 minutes make to communication? But actually the idea for this discussion came from some research that I read. It was done by a psychologist called Dr. John Gottman, who talks a lot about marriage and marital stability and all that. And he actually conducted an experiment. And what he did was that he got 130 newlywed couples into a lab, one after the other, and they observed them trying for 15 minutes to resolve a conflict. And on the basis of the observations that they made, he came to the conclusion that within the first 3 minutes of a discussion starting, you can tell the direction in which that discussion is going to go. So 96% of the time you can predict that if a discussion starts out harshly, that it's probably going to end harshly. So 3 minutes, the first 3 minutes of a discussion is really crucial. So how does this work in practical terms? So if there's something that's on your heart that you want to share with your partner, something that maybe has hurt you or an issue that you feel you'd like to see resolved in your relationship, you need to be careful about the first 3 minutes of introducing that discussion. So you need to start the way you want it to end. If you want it to end well, then you've got to start well. So that simply means you need to frame your words carefully, because sometimes when we're hurt by a situation, or maybe our spouse or our partner has done something that hurts us, we have a tendency to go into the conversation harshly and maybe with accusations. Well, you did this, or you always do that, or you never do this. But the tendency is that if you start a conversation like that, the other person is going to instantly be defensive, and as soon as they're defensive, they will start defending themselves, and you really will not make progress in that conversation. So it's more helpful if you introduce the topic carefully and try to make excuses for the other person and say, well, maybe you didn't really mean to hurt me, but this is how I felt when such and such a thing happened. So that simply means that you're taking ownership for your emotions or your feelings in that conversation, and then it gives that person room to explain, well, this was not really what I meant, but you know, I may have hurt you and I didn't mean to, and I'm sorry. So it makes an apology easier. And also, let me say that I have extended this 3-minute rule to also mean that when you're listening to your spouse talking to you and you want to respond, take 3 minutes to pause and consider your response, because I have found out that a lot of times when people are talking to us, we don't listen to understand, but we listen to reply. So we're working on our reply even as they're talking, and we jump in as soon as they finish talking, and because of that, we may jump in with negativity. But if we take some time and we calm down and ask ourselves 2 questions. First of all, have I really understood what this person is trying to say? Do I really understand what's happening in their heart and what they're trying to communicate? And the second question is what I'm going to say in response going to move our relationship forwards, or is it going to take it backwards? If you ask yourself those 2 questions within that 3 minutes, it will help you to gauge your response carefully, so that when you respond, it will actually bring progress to your relationship. The Bible says that a soft answer turns away anger. So if you come in with a soft response, then the likelihood is that you will make it easier to be able to sort out that issue. Well, these are some practical tips. I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message on Facebook or Twitter. And if you've got a question you would like me to answer, then head on over to tomitalks.com/ask and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye-bye.